Good day, dear students. Welcome to Chapter 7, Capacity and Level of Service of Highway Segments. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define level of service, differentiate the different levels of service, identify the elements of a freeway segment, and determine the level of service of freeway and highways that include multi-lane highways and two-lane highway. So with those objectives, we will have an introduction so that you can understand what level of service is. And then the next section under this chapter, we will cover freeway and how to determine or assess the level of service. Then the third part of this chapter will allow you to study how to determine the level of service of multi-lane highway. In the last section, we will cover two-lane highways and how to assess its level of service. Now, we have to understand first what is level of service. According to the Highway Capacity Manual, level of service is the quality measure describing the operational conditions within a traffic stream. And the services that we usually look at are in terms of speed and travel time, the freedom to maneuver, the traffic interruptions, and comfort and convenience. This level of service is actually a qualitative assessment of the conditions of any part of the transportation system, such as highways. Now let's go and understand the different levels of service. We have levels of service A to F. So first, what is or how do you determine if it's already level of service A? So these are the conditions when we have the service A. Okay, generally the traffic stream is less, we have less density, and this represents a free flow condition. It means that individual users or drivers can maneuver freely. They are not affected by the presence of other vehicles in the traffic stream. And the vehicles have the freedom to select speeds within the traffic stream. And then, in general, the level of comfort and convenience provided under this service is excellent. How about the level of service B? Okay, it's close to level of service A, but there are more vehicles in the traffic stream. It still allows the vehicles to operate at speeds near the free flow condition. But the presence of other users is beginning to affect the others. So still freedom to select speed is unaffected, and there's a slight decline in the freedom to maneuver compared to the level of service A.
For the level of service C, the speeds are at or near free flow, but the freedom to maneuver is now becoming more restricted when compared to the other levels of service A and B. In this case, the level of comfort and convenience declines significantly at this level, and there are more disruptions coming in the traffic stream. For example, vehicles are entering the ramp, so the vehicles that are originally on the traffic stream has to slow down. For the level of service D, this represents the condition where the speed begins to decline slightly with more vehicles that are coming or increasing flow. the freedom to maneuver becomes more restricted, and the drivers experience reductions both in physical and psychological comfort. And incidents can generate lengthy queues because the higher density that is present now in the highway. For example, if there's a vehicle that malfunctioned, then the other vehicles have to be affected. They have to slow down, they have to stop, and so on. The level of service E represents the operating conditions at or near the roadway's capacity. For example, as you can see in this picture, there are a lot of vehicles on the road that it almost fills in the number of lanes here. And in this case, even minor disruptions to the traffic stream, for example, vehicles that enters a ramp or an entrance or an access to this road, or changing lanes, it can cause the delay to other vehicles. So in this case, drivers experience considerable physical and psychological discomfort. Then the last level of service is F. This describes a breakdown in the vehicular flow. And queues form quickly behind points in the roadway where the arrival flow rate exceeds the departure rate. So vehicles here operate at low speeds, 0 to 20 kilometers per hour. And there's a cyclic formation and dissipation of queues. And this is the characteristic of the level of service F. In the next section, we're going to cover freeway and the analysis of its level of service.